हेलो एवरीवन, आप सभी का फिर से एक बार स्वागत है मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल में जिसका नाम है कॉमर्स ट्रेजर। बिफोर गोइंग टू टुडेज वीडियो, आई लेफ्ट टू क्वेश्चंस in the last video, that is 2018 MCOM PGET paper. You can go to the comment section. I have pinned the two questions with the answers in the comment box. That is question number 47 and question number 48 of 2018 MCOM PGET paper. Today we are going to discuss 2016 MCOM PGET paper. So without wasting much time, let's start the discussion. The primary objective relationship between banker and customer is dash relationship: mutual, contractual, personal, none of the above. So the answer is contractual relationship, and the primary relationship also is said to be a relationship of a debtor and a creditor. So right answer among these options are contractual relationship. The second question is a direct question. SAARC, that is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, was founded by 7 countries in the year. So it was founded in the year 1985. Remember these important dates of the institution. Headquarter of SAARC is in Kathmandu, which is in Nepal, and 7 countries which are present in SAARC are Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bhutan, Maldives, Nepal and Afghanistan. So earlier there were 7 countries and now Afghanistan is the latest entry to this group. The WTO officially commenced on. WTO stands for World Trade Organization, headquarters of which is in Geneva. So it commenced its operation on option number 1, that is 1st January 1995, and India was the founder member of this international institution. The next question is the information of MIS comes from. MIS stands for Management Information System, and the information for MIS comes from both internal as well as external sources. Internal sources are present within the company and external sources are present outside the company. The sale of rupees 50,000 to A was entered as sales to B. This is an example of. So there are mainly 4 types of error which you find in auditing. First one is error of omission. Error of omission is nothing but whenever you omit an entry, you miss out an entry, then it is called as error of omission. Error of principle is nothing but whenever you record an item which is wrong as per the principle, that is you record revenue item as capital item or capital item as revenue item, the principle itself is wrong, then it is called as error of principle. Compensatory error is nothing but in order to solve an error, you make another error, that is called as compensatory error. So right answer is going to be error of commission, wherein you make a wrong entry or a wrong record is being recorded. Gross working capital refers to. So gross working capital is nothing but it is a total of current assets. Total current assets are nothing but short-term assets which includes cash, account receivables, inventory, short-term investment, marketable securities, etc. Working capital is nothing but it is a difference between current assets and current liability, which is called as net working capital. The objective of financial management which considers the time value of money is. So you have studied about profit maximization objective and wealth maximization objective. Profit maximization objective does not consider time value of money. It is a drawback of profit maximization, but wealth maximization considers time value of money. This is one of the most repeated question in your MCOM PGET. The first auditor of a company is usually appointed by. So always remember, first auditor is appointed by the directors of the company and it should be done within 30 days from the registration of the company. The brain of any computer system is. So brain of a computer system is always the CPU, that is Central Processing Unit. Who signs 1 rupee note in India? So all the notes in India are signed by the RBI governor, but only the 1 rupee note is signed by the finance secretary. So if you have seen 1 rupee note, it will be written as Ministry of Finance and it will be signed by the finance secretary of a country. Apart from 1 rupee note, all other notes are signed by the RBI governor. The RBI pays interest on CRR balance of a bank at. CRR refers to cash reserve ratio. It is nothing but the part of the cash which every bank has to keep with RBI for the liquidity and solvency and safety purpose. So on that, RBI pays what level of interest? It pays 0 level of interest. No interest is paid on the CRR which is kept with the RBI. The next question is a bit tougher question and it is on economics. Given that the price elasticity of demand is minus 1.5 and the advertising elasticity of demand is plus 0.6, if the price of the product increases by 5% and advertisement expenditure increases by 15%, the net quantity demanded will be. So change in the net quantity demanded is nothing but change because of price elasticity of demand and change because of the advertisement expenditure. So together it will be how much? So let's see how you should solve this question. Price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage of change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. So elasticity of demand is minus 1.5 and quantity demanded change we do not know, and change in the price is 5% which is given the question. So when you cross multiply this, what are you going to get? You are going to get what is the percentage change in quantity demanded due to price, that you get as minus 7.5. In the same way, advertisement elasticity is equal to percentage of change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in advertisement expenditure. Advertisement elasticity is 0.6 and change in advertisement expenditure is 15%. So again, when you cross multiply, change in quantity demanded is going to be 9%. Therefore, the net, that is the total of change in quantity demanded, is equal to 9 and minus 7.5. So which is going to be plus 1.5. So let's see the option. You have the answer of plus 1.5, which is option number C. The next question is, angel curve of a neutral good will be upward sloping, downward sloping, perpendicular to OS axis, none of the above. So the right answer is going to be, it is always perpendicular to the OX axis. Option number C is the right option. The next question is, in case of rise in the price level, the most suitable method of evaluating material issued is. So always remember, whenever the price are increasing, that is from 11 it is increasing to 12, it is increasing to 13. So whenever the price are increasing, always you have to go with LIFO method, that is last in first out, so that you can remain with the lower level of stock. So they are also asking about price level increase, therefore LIFO method is most suitable. Whenever the prices are falling, that is from 13 it is coming down to 12 and coming down to 11, at that time you have to use the FIFO method, that is first in first out, because you have to remember that always the stock which you have with you should be of a lesser price. So just understand this simple logic. A method of dealing with overheads involves spreading common cost over cost structure on basis of benefits received. It is called as, so it is nothing but it is called as overhead absorption, where you divide the total overhead cost into different departments, that is production department and service department, based on the benefits which they have taken. Remember the example of electricity cost, which used to divide on the basis of number of light points, or cost of rent, which used to divide on the basis of square feet used. Overhead apportion can be done in two ways, that is it may be primary distribution summary and secondary distribution summary, and there are four methods for secondary distribution summary, that are direct distribution method, step ladder method, simultaneous equation method, and repeated distribution method. So anything can be asked on this topic. Next is a practical question. Given that the work of value certified is 1,59,000, cost of work done to date is 1,24,500, and cost of work uncertified is rupees 4,500. The accounting profit in respect of the contract is. So total work certified is how much? 1,59,000 minus, let's find out what is the cost of work done up to date. So cost of work done up to date is 1,24,000 is what they are saying is the total cost of work which has been done. From that, what they are saying, uncertified work is how much? It is rupees 4,500. So when you deduct 4,500 out of 1,24,500, you remain with 1,20,000, which becomes your cost of work certified, right? So 1,59,000 minus 1,20,000, you are going to get how much? The answer is going to be 39,000, which is option number B. in a process account, abnormal losses are valued. So always remember, abnormal losses are valued in the same way as the good production. So if there are 10 units which are abnormal loss units, we have to charge them the full price and it is transferred to profit and loss account. Sustained and gradual increase in the size of magnitude of the various economic variables is known as. So whenever you have the word sustained and gradual is nothing but slow increase, then it is always economic growth. You have to remember, this is a repeated question 2-3 times from your MCOM PGT exam. The chairman of the National Planning Commission of India is. So earlier we had National Planning Commission, now it has been changed from National Planning Commission to Niti Aayog, but the chairman again is the same person, that is the Prime Minister of the country. The main feature of a void agreement is or are. So void agreements are always unenforceable by law. Restitution is always allowed, it is also the correct feature, and compensation cannot be claimed, that is also true. So all the above are the features of a void agreement which is not enforceable by the law. Finder of the lost goods is subjected to responsibility as. So always remember, finder of the lost good always has a responsibility like a bailee. Who is a bailee? Bailee is one who has kept your goods with him for a particular period of time with your permission, and bailer is nothing but one who is owning the goods or owner of the goods. So whenever a person finds a good, he becomes a bailee, and whenever the bailer comes, that is the owner comes and asks, he has to give the same to the owner of the goods. If the fixed cost of plant location A and B are rupees 25,000 and 50,000 respectively, the variable cost per unit is 50 and 25 respectively, break even volume would be. So you have to find out what is the break even point in units. So how do you find? Just you have to apply the simple logic. Let the break even quantity be X. We'll just assume it as X. So now we have to see what is the total cost. Total cost of your first is equal to total cost of second. This is what you have to apply as a formula. So total cost is always computed by fixed cost plus variable cost. So how much is the total cost in the first location? It is 25,000 is your fixed cost, plus how much is the variable cost? Variable cost is rupees 50 per unit into X number of units you have to produce. In the same way, location second, the fixed cost is rupees 50,000. So we will take 50,000 as fixed cost, plus variable cost is rupees 25. So 25 into X number of units you are going to produce. Transfer 25,000 over here and transfer 25x over here. So you are going to get 50,000 minus 25,000, which becomes 25,000, divided by 50x minus 25x, you are going to get 25x. So x is equal to 25,000 divided by 25, which is nothing but 1000 units. So right answer is going to be 1000 units, at which both the location are going to give you the same cost. Industrial Policy Resolution of 1956 classified the industries into, so it was classified into 3 categories. You have to remember this. 3 categories were Schedule A industry, Schedule B industry and Schedule C industry. Commission paid to an agent by consignor to encourage him to work harder to push a new line of product. Right? Just understand this line, new line of product in the market is known as, so it is known as overriding commission. Del creditor commission is nothing but whenever an agent takes the responsibility of bad debt also, then it is called as del creditor commission. Total debtor account is prepared to ascertain. So total debtor account is always prepared to ascertain the value of credit sales, right? And total creditors account is always prepared to find out the value of credit purchases. So we will stop over here. The remaining 25 questions we are going to do in the next video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that you can get a notification as soon as I upload the next video. So for the next 1 week, we are going to continuously deal with all these previous MCOM PGT papers. So thank you for watching the video. Meet you again with another video.